Mani Malarvannan. In this video, we will look into how AI can create its own art and it can sell its own art. The last couple of weeks, we have been spending time how the AI and crypto industry is merging, what are all the different use cases and companies are forming to integrate those two technologies for customers' benefit. In this particular video, we will look into how AI can be used to create various NFTs and various type of arts and how it can able to sell, what are all the pros and cons, and how as a curator, as a content creator, as a art creator can engage AI tools and technologies in the day-to-day life. So there are three models of AI artistry. AI as a collaborator, AI as an artist, AI as a licensable voice. AI as a collaborator. In this model, humans, they use AI as a tool, just like a painting brush, how in the traditional artists create various paints by using various paintbrush, various color, various canvas, like that. Now you can use AI to generate thousands and millions of art forms, various by creating prompts. AI can generate various arts for you, and you can able to pick and choose which one you want to sell. So for that, AI can act as a collaborator. There are already many LLMs models are available for you to just write a simple English prompt and it will generate audio, video, static images. So you can able to use it to create it. There is a mid journey and there are other platforms that are available for you to do it. But the US copyright law doesn't protect completely AI generated images. So you need to make sure that you package whatever AI generates with your own process so that you can able to copyright the images or artist that AI generates and you can able to sell it and you can able to make money from it. So you need to make sure that a completely AI generated form cannot be copyrighted in US. At least now, that may change in the future. But for now, you need to attach the process, what process you need to create the art. So that the human element is involved in creating the artistry, and then that can be copyrighted. So in that case, AI act as a collaborator for you. So you use AI to generate image and then you curate the images, whatever it generates, and then identify from the millions, you can pick maybe 10 or 100 and then use it to sell. And that part of the image, whatever the 10 or 20, however many images you choose, those are all copyrightable and you can able to protect it in the US. And then the second form is the AI as an artist. There are various projects like Boto. It positioned as a AI as an autonomous created with the community governance. You form a community around your AI artistic work and then let the community vote which one they want to sell, which one they want to modify. You can able to get their input and create a framework around it. It's just like having a open art exhibition and then the visitors come in and then they will try to buy it based on whatever they need it. But in this situation, you are creating a virtual community. Maybe you can create a decentralized autonomous organization of your all the community members by giving them a token to vote, and then they can able to vote whatever art they want to sell it, so that you can able to combine your own artistic efforts with the community to create top-notch artistic images to sell. So for example, in the October 2024, Sotheby's action has proved that there is a serious bias exist for this type of artistic elements, they can able to successfully sell it and get money from it. And then AI as a licensable voice. Artists like Grimm and Holy, those people have licensed their voice so that they can able to use AI to sell their voices and generate passive income out of it. So that is also a new technique nowadays it is coming in. So you can able to create a on-chain publishing model with whatever framework, whatever blockchain you want to work with, and you can sell your voice, and whoever uses your voice in the AI tools to generate, you can able to make money out of it. So this trend is just getting started, and the AI tools and technology matures, more and more celebrities, more and more people will join, and they can able to uh, make use of AI to get passive income by selling their voice. And also the same thing could happen for selling their images, selling their videos and everything. So for example, you can have any static image, and you can able to create a video out of it by simply prompting an LLM. So there are various tools and technologies are right now available. So in the future, if you want to use any celebrity voice, celebrity image, celebrity video, then you have to pay a royalty through that AI. So AI can be used for this type of licensing purpose as well. So there are various legal ground truth we need to understand so that we can able to appreciate where AI is going to work and how the human creativity is going to interact so that both AI and human creativity can be collaborated to generate value for the creators. See, in the DC, Washington DC court, they clearly mentioned if a image or any work is 100% created by AI, then it is not a copyrightable. So you need to have a human element involved in the process so that you can able to gain copyright requirements and you can able to get copyright for the work you created. So anytime you use any AI tools and technologies, you need to make sure that you curate the process that starting with the text prompt that you created to generate the image, and then what process you went through to the selection, because you can ask AI to generate thousands and millions of images. Because if you just publish everything, there is no effort and there is nobody is going to buy it. So you attach what process you went through to selection of the images, what process you went through to input the prompt for the LLM model, for the AI model to create the images or create the videos for you. So you can able to document those process, attach it with the image, then it's became copyrightable. So you can able to get copyright for those type of images since you are attaching the human creativity that is unique to yourself, and that you can get copyright for your work, and that can be protected in the court of law. So you use AI as a tool and create various images, various videos, and then attach the process, how you generated those images and how you picked. Maybe you pick as a artist or you have a community where everybody votes and the process picks whatever art form that you want to sell it to other people. So how money flows in the royalty evolution? See, in the early NFT era, anytime a creator creates a NFT, create an artist and then packages within the NFT, then the NFT can be sold in secondary marketplace. Anytime anybody purchases that, you get a royalty out of it. For example, you created an image and then that image is packaged within the NFT in Ethereum blockchain. First time you sell, you get a 50% commission. And then the second time, whatever the person who bought, if the person sells it for higher price, you get a 5% commission. So like that, every transaction, you get a 5% commission. And then in the 2023, OpenSea, it's a very popular NFT market. It stopped enforcing the creator fees for the new collection. And that created a lot of issues among the creator community because they get paid only once. And then after that, there is no continuous royalty payment. And then Ethereum created the new standards to support continuous royalty payment for the creator so that the creator's work is protected. So they created two standards, ERC 2981 and then ERC 721C standards. So these standards make sure that anybody who is selling NFT, they get automatic payment to the creator of the NFT. So the first time you create an NFT, you will get a commission, and then each time the transaction happens for the same NFT, you get a royalty. Without that, nobody can sell the NFTs to other person. So they created those type of smart contract within this legal framework within the Ethereum blockchain, so that creators can be paid. So in today's royalty, Magic Eden, it is another popular NFT marketplace. It started supporting enforceable royalties. So, Yoga Labs, it is a creator of that monkeys, various monkeys you would have seen in various websites and other platforms. They partnered with Magic Eden to create more NFTs to using these standards. So in the future, if we are following that ERC 2981 or ERC 721C standards, then whatever work you are putting to create your artistic work, you will get royalty each time the transaction happens. Somebody sells, that keeps on happening. If your NFT keeps selling 100 times, you will get 100 times payment. The payment may not be same as the first payment because the first time you will get a 50%, then each transaction you may get a 5% or 4%, something like that. So those are all enforceable within the blockchain using the new standards that the NFT is being used to create it so that you can make sure that you will get your royalty. So the AI native creator stack. In the olden days, in the traditional way, if you want to create a heart, you use a paper and pencil and you create it. It is an image. Or if you want to create a video, you need to take a camera and then shoot the video and you can able to sell it. Or if you are a still photographer, you use a still photography camera to take images and you can able to sell it. So that is a traditional way of doing it. And then in the AI native way, the curation process completely changes. The curation process completely changes. You use AI to generate various videos, audios, static images. You can ask AI to generate thousands of varieties of images by giving a theme to it. It generates it. So the creation part is not an issue because if you are using manually, it takes multiple days or weeks or months to do it. But with AI, you can generate in minutes thousands and thousands of images, videos, and all those. So the question comes, if this many images are created, how you are going to sell it? Because anybody can generate. So that's where the creativity process comes into play. Once you generate it, you need to go through and curate the images, curate the work based on whatever criteria you have. You as an individual, if you are a popular artist, you can able to use your creativity to pick whatever artistic work you want to sell it from thousands of artistic work that are created by the AI platform. If you have a community, then you can vote for the community. Whichever images gets maximum votes, those images will be picked in the to sell it to other customers. And then you need to make sure that you can able to have a token standard package with this image. ERC 2981 and ERC 711C both are enforceable royalties so that your work will be protected anytime anybody purchases your token or anytime anybody sells that your heart, you will get paid for that. So you need to make sure that you choose the proper marketplaces where you can able to see how those NFT sales are happening, whether they are supporting these standards so that you can able to get the money every time a transaction happens. And then the verifiable inference part. See, during the AI generation, there are a lot of element that happens as a black box. Still, nobody knows how the complete LLM, the large language model like ChatGPT or Google Gemini works. It is still a black box. So you need to make sure which model you used and what's the prompt you used and what are all the images it generated. You need to make sure that you document and you create a process so that all those informations will be attached to your NFTs that you created. It's just like how diamonds, if you are buying a diamond nowadays, you get a certification card that the diamond is not created, not formed from a community where they suppress work, and they want to make sure that there is no issues in producing those diamond, from which country it came, what are all the elements that are required in creating that particular diamond. So they attach those like that. You will use this verifiable inference process to collect all those informations and attach it with the image so that anybody who buys, they know who the creator is, what model they used, and what is the prompt it used, and what type of curation process it went through to the selection. It's exactly the same thing. It's a diamond, wine, or all those. Right now, the human go through the curation process. Like that, your images will go through it. And then the last step is the distribution. So you need to find a marketplace that supports these token standards so that you can able to sell and get your royalty to you. Or if you are a community based, then your entire community gets the royalty money every time the NFT is being sold in the marketplace. So these are all the launch plan for the artist. The first, you decide the authorship model because, as we explained earlier, you need to have a human process involved in creating the images or any artistic work so that it can be copyrightable. So you need to attach that. And then the second one is pick the standard, which standards if you want to follow that. Sometimes some artists, they say that I want to generate thousands and thousands of images and I want to put it into selling process. Whoever buys, they can buy. So they don't want to create scarcity process in the selection process. So every time the AI generates the models, they put it in auction, and they don't mind getting 5 cents and 10 cents for each piece they sell, because they may think that the volume makes money. Instead of selling 10 pieces, they can sell hundreds and thousands of pieces by making a little money out of it. So that's a process. For that, you don't need to have any kind of standards. You can just generate it and then sell it. But oftentimes, as an artist, you want to put a human touch to it so that it is not fully machine generated. So you use AI as a tool, generate the images or generate any artistic work. Make sure you follow the ERC 2981 and ERC 71C standards, and then try to identify those marketplaces that supports these standards and then market it in that platform. And then make artwork live. See, there are a lot of dynamic NFTs are created, and if you can able to wrap it in another standard, ERC 6551, then it becomes the token bound accounts, so that every time anybody buys or anybody sells, the wallet attached to your NFT will automatically be credited. So if you want to go with that route, then you need to make sure that you follow the ERC 6551 standards. See, these are all the new standards it came up. And if you are interested to know more about these standards, I can create a separate video for you to understand how these standards works. Let me know or put it in a comment. I will create a separate video for that. And then the fourth step is the through the process. So you go through the process and you make sure what computing layer, what blockchain you need to put your artistic work as an NFT platform by creating all the informations that you collected, like curation, prompt, and everything. Those things will be kept within the blockchain, and then that will be used as the proof how the NFT is created it, and then curate like a gallery. See, you can have a scheduled process to create this type of artistic work, and then make sure that you do it in a systematic way so that not large volume of NFTs are created at a time, so that that removes the scarcity. You want to make sure that the scarcity is there, people can able to pick and choose rather than trying to identify millions of images. They want to make sure that the scarcity is there so that they can own it and they be proud of owning the art that's generated by the AI. And then you can offer a licensing remixes. Somebody wants to use your voice, again, voice as an example. It could be voice, it could be your image, your video, anything. You can package it as an NFT token. You can start selling it in various blockchains. So that's also a possible for the artist. So these are all some case studies that are successful, and some of the case studies that didn't work out. In the Boto's institutional crossover, the DAO curated AI artist, it was sold in the Sobeys auctions, and it got very good performance and reviews because they all trusted the curation process, and the customers paid for the images that were sold in that auction. Then the royalty realignment, ERC 1c is incorporated in the Magic Eden, and that makes sure that artists are getting paid. So that was a successful standard and that's being used. Then the voice licensing, Grimm's 50% split policy on the Holy DAO organization that made AI can remix economically and generate, and every time the voice is used, then they get a royalty for it. So that's also a viable model that was a successful use of AI with a human voice. And then the museum recognition. The Refik and all the leading dedicated AI art is using these type of AI created in Los Angeles. So that's also is a successful story. These are all just the beginning of it. And then later on, more and more tools are created and more AI and crypto integration happens. There will be new laws will be passed for completely AI curated work. And once that is done, you can see more and more people started using this AI how to successfully create various art forms. And also there are some mistakes to avoid. See, if you are using NFT is not going to make your work as a copyrightable. NFT makes sure that it holds within the blockchain, that's all. You can't go to the court if your artistic work is created 100% by AI. So you need to make sure that you use your human creativity and attach it, then it becomes copyrightable. And the royalty payment, the standards that was created, without the standards, it was very difficult for you to get your payment because there is no enforceable way to get your royalty. So that is the standard. If any marketplaces it is not following the standards, then you should avoid it. going to sell your artwork. And then the black box provenance. Anytime AI generates any images, there is no way you know how it generates it because nobody knows. Still, the research is going on trying to understand how the internal AI model works. So it is active research, but until we identify how the process works, you have to make sure that you document it. Without that, nobody knows which model it is used to generate, whether how the model was created, what data they used. All those are in play, and you need to make sure that you are using proper AI models for that. And then the over minting. If you create thousands and millions of artistic work through AI, then there is no scarcity. If there is no scarcity, then you mint, then you cannot able to have a clear way to differentiate your work from the AI generated work because anybody can give you a prompt and generate thousands and millions of artistic. Why would they buy your work? So you need to make sure that you use the human curation process to pick which images you want to sell it. So the bottom line, generative AI makes creation cheap. It's just like your paintbrush or your video camera or your still camera. AI is going to be your tool to generate thousands and thousands of images, videos, audios, whatever you want. So human as a curator use AI as a tool to generate and then curate so that you can able to attach your curation process into it and then you can make it as a scarcity and start selling it. So that is the first step. And then the second one, the communities that becomes your go-to-go community for you to pick which models to which images to sell. If you are a very popular artist, you don't need a community. You can choose yourself and you can sell it. But if you are a first time artist or if you want to have a community engagement, you can create a community using the decentralized organization model and you can pick and then let the community vote whichever they want to sell, and based on that you can able to select the artistic work to sell. So and artworks holds their own funds and then they can able to evolve by paying its own transaction fees. So that's another possibility that is coming up. You can able to explore that how to use various standards to package your images so that anybody who buys they can able to give it directly to the NFTs that they purchased. And then the fourth one we discussed about it, the voice. Voice is the first step and you can able to use your images, static images, you can able to use your video images to generate, and every time AI generates, uses your images in any form, you get a royalty out of it. So these are all starting. And then in the future, there will be more and more technology changes that is going to happen. For example, I was reading an article that talks about famous chefs' artistic work, how they are preparing a cake or how they are decorating a cake that could be managed, that could be, you can able to use that to create it. And if you want to use that famous chef's handwork, if once the robotics become popular, you can able to use it and you can able to create that same work at your home. For that you have to pay a license for that. Those technologies are just started coming, and then in the near future you can able to do that also. And once the crypto is integrated with that, every time anybody uses that famous chef's artistic handwork, you can able to rent it and use it for 10 minutes 15 minutes and you get really nice cake decoration. For that you pay a royalty for the chef. So that's also possible in the future. So that's all I want to discuss in this video. And this is just a gentle introduction. There are a lot of concepts we discussed. And if you are interested to know more about these type of technologies, how NFTs are going to be created in the future through AI, let me know. I can go through in detail and explain those. And if you like this video, please subscribe to this channel and share and comment this video. Thank you. Bye.